Hey guys, Michael from Fire and Brilliance, and today's episode we will be going over the soaring gold prices of 2020. I'll give you 5 reasons why as to why the prices are increasing substantially and exponentially day by day, and what this basically means to you. And I'm gonna get right into it for you. All right, so there are 5 reasons as to why gold prices are soaring in 2020. Number one, typically people purchase gold during times of global insecurities and uncertainties, such as a recession or a depression. Number two, people purchase gold to hedge against the fiat currency as an insurance plan. Number three, it is universally accepted and it holds value in history, and therefore typically it should be able to convert into a currency. Number four, it's physical and tangible and it's easily transportable. And number five, many people will include it into their investment portfolio so that they diversify it. The first point that I'm going to give to you is that because of the global pandemic that created the global recession, or many people are actually calling it a global depression now, or it may potentially become a global depression. Guess what? When these types of things happen, there's a lot of financial insecurities and a lot of financial uncertainties. And gold is a standard from the beginning of monetary times. People have been trading gold as a way to trade for goods and resources as a monetary type of item, or in other words, a currency from the beginning of time. So gold has always held its value and has been holding its value. So typically in times of uncertainty, just like what we are facing now in 2020, people are buying gold. So obviously anytime when there is less supply, more demand, prices will go up. And that is the reason why gold prices are going up. What are your thoughts on it? All I know is I'm going to give you information as to what we are researching here at Fire and Brilliance. Obviously, you know as well as I do, we run a jewelry business here and we follow gold prices every single day. In the last month or so, gold prices have soared quite substantially. As of today, gold prices at $1,860 per ounce of pure 24K gold. This time last month, it was in the 1700s, and before that, it was in the 1600s. So it's been climbing month over month for the last couple of months due to the recession. Reason number two, I'm going to go ahead and piggyback off of reason number one, and what that basically is. The reason why people purchase a lot of gold is because it's an insurance policy against their currency. What do I mean by that? Well, basically the whole world is going off of what is called the fiat currency. That's basically paper money, right? So the US dollar was actually backed by gold. They eliminated that. So in other words, the US dollar no longer needed to be backed by gold. And many currencies all around the world are also the same. So in other words, the Federal Reserve of the US government or other central banks all over the world are able to print as much money as they want to. So what does that mean to people like me and you? Well, most people, we are so used to trading for goods and services with our currency. In the United States, we trade it with US dollars. In England, they trade it with British pounds. So that's called the fiat currency. However, because of a pandemic that we are going through right now that has caused us to get into a recession, there are many businesses and many governments and many different types of businesses all over the world that are forced to shut down at the moment, which basically means that these businesses wouldn't be around without any income. So what the government or the Federal Reserve or the central bank is basically doing is that they're printing out money, endless amount of money, to support these organizations and institutions to continue to keep people afloat. But in other words, what does that mean to the dollar? What does that mean to the British pound? What does that mean to any other currency with the Federal Reserve that's just printing out all and endless types of money? It can cause hyperinflation. It basically causes inflation. So what does gold have to do with that? Gold is a hedge against that currency. So in other words, if you were buying gold yesterday for $1,000 and buying gold today for $1,500, it does not necessarily mean that gold prices went up by $1,500. It just means that the supply of money in the market may have gone up an extra $500 to make that amount of gold increase in appreciation by $500. So that's basically what it means, is to hedge against the inflation or potential hyperinflation of fiat currency that can be printed in an unlimited amounts. And this printing of money is basically called quantitative easing. Back in 2008, during the financial crisis in 2008 that caused the US to go into a great recession, basically we were doing the same thing. The Federal Reserve was quantitative easing the system in terms of the banking system, so that they're purchasing financial assets, printing out money, and basically infiltrating the market with more money. We're doing the same thing now. The Federal Reserve is basically doing the same thing now, but not just for the banking system. They're doing it for airlines. They're doing it for all types of industries. They're doing it for retail. They're doing it for hospitalities, you name it. Any business that is hurting right now, any industry that's hurting right now, they are quantitative easing those types of businesses by purchasing assets and printing out unlimited amounts of money. So if the dollar is inflated, it's basically going to be able to purchase less tomorrow because there's just too much supply. So for those that are worried during these uncertain times and are worried about hyperinflation, they are purchasing gold as a hedge or as an insurance against that the potential inflation of the dollar. All right, so reason number 3, the reason why people are purchasing gold as well is because it is universally accepted worldwide. For the most part, most countries, developing countries to underdeveloped countries to very developed countries, all understand the value of gold. So if you are to go from one country to the next, you may potentially be able to, most likely potentially, be able to convert your gold into the local currency. So for example, if you are coming from a country where the currency is not very highly valued, you may rather hold gold in that specific currency. But then if you're to travel from that one country to another country where that currency has a higher value, then you may be able to actually exchange that the amount of gold to their currency instead. So because it is universally accepted, then you can travel from one country to the next and still be able to convert that into the local currency so that you can purchase your goods and services. The fourth reason as to why people purchase gold is also because they want to diversify their portfolio. Now, if they are an investor, if they invest a lot, they do typically want to have a certain amount of gold in their investment portfolio to make sure that they're hedging their bets. Part number 5. And then the reason why many people also purchase gold is because it's tangible. It's because they could keep something in their pocket. It's easily transportable. It's tangible, and on top of that, it holds value. So that being said, it's just like holding currency or fiat currency or the dollar in your pocket, but instead you're holding gold just in case of any other scenarios. So those are the reasons. Those are the 5 reasons as to why people purchase gold, and the reasons why in 2020 the gold prices are soaring. Okay, so what does this mean to you? How does it affect you, and why should you care? Well, for those that actually own jewelry, especially gold jewelry, you should be very happy because guess what? Your jewelry has appreciated. If you had purchased any jewelry in the last 5 to 7 to 8 years, there's a very high chance then that your piece of jewelry is worth more today than what you had originally purchased it for because of the appreciation of gold. The price of gold right now is the highest level it's ever been since the Great Recession of 2008. And there are a lot of rumors that it may surpass $2,000 and potentially even to $3,000 if this continues to go on based on that trend. So if you own gold, then you should be very happy. If you own earrings, necklaces, anything at all that has gold content in it is worth more today than it was yesterday, the day before, and definitely a year before from today. Now, that being said, how does it affect you in the future? Well, there's also a cost of gold into making jewelry. So if you are to purchase jewelry in the future or in today and the future, if this trend continues, then you may expect the price of your jewelry or the cost of purchasing jewelry to also go up, because guess what? The content in making jewelry also consists of gold. Guys, if you guys have been following this channel, you know that we've been covering everything under the sun when it comes to jewelry, gems, and gold. That being said, if you enjoy the channel, definitely hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, recommend our channel, and share it with your friends and family or people that you know that may be into the jewelry business or shopping for some jewelry or anything that has to do with jewelry, gold, and gems. That being said, we are also available obviously here on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, as well as Twitter. So if you haven't followed us already, definitely go there and follow the content. We provide many and much jewelry content all over the place in different social platforms depending on what you follow. That being said, thanks again so much for following our channel, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.